Hi everyone, my name is Bradley Oyes and welcome to my channel. I'm your real estate agent in Southern California and today I'm gonna give you 5 tips for a successful home showing. So, are you ready? The first thing that I wanted to tell you is that you have to make sure that your client is pre-approved. If they're not pre-approved, meaning they have not gone to a lender and talked about finances with them and figure out how much their purchase power is, you are not, as an agent, to show them a house. Why is that? Because if you show them a house and then you find out later to the lender that they're not qualified to buy the house, meaning it's too expensive for them, then that's going to be very embarrassing and you're going to have a very difficult conversation with your buyer and tell them that unfortunately, based on their finances, they're not qualified. And I'm telling you, you do not want to go there. So before you show them any house, make sure that they speak with the lender and submit the required documentation to get a pre-approval letter. Number 2, you want to make sure that you set the expectation to your client about current market conditions. In 2021 March, when I'm filming this video, market conditions are kind of crazy and we're totally in a seller's market. Homes are flying off the shelves like hotcakes and they have to make a decision pretty soon after they see the house whether they want to put in an offer or not. So based on the market that you're in, if you're watching this video like a couple of years from now, the market might have changed or corrected, or might not, I don't know. And so you want to make sure to set the expectation correctly because that is going to determine how quickly you need to move, how much you have to have research on the house before you go in. And so that way your clients already know that, for instance, today, if they go into a home and they see it, they should not just immediately fall in love and make it their one and only because the market is really fierce right now and the offer may get rejected. So if your clients get their hopes and expectations up all of a sudden and then it gets rejected, then it's also a very difficult conversation. I'm going through it right now. It's difficult, like buyers are getting outbid left and right, and so you want to make sure that your clients walk into a house when it's a seller's market with a cool mind, low expectations, and just seeing if that house is the right for them. Number 3, you want to make sure that your clients drive by and walk through the neighborhood before you go and meet with them to see the house. Why is this? More often than not, sometimes they love a house, they love the inside, they love the amenities of the house, the bedrooms, bathrooms, maybe has a pool and they love it, and they walk outside and like it's really not what they expected. There's trash everywhere and they may not be what they wanted to. So you want to make sure, especially if they're not familiar with the area in which they're purchasing, you want to make sure that they drive by a couple days before, preferably during the day and during the night, so they can get a very good feeling of the neighborhood, the residents, what's happening, if it's a busy street, if there's a lot of people walking, if there's dogs, if there are kids. You want to make sure that your clients are already prepared. And so as an agent, you also don't waste your time. Because if your client is not familiar with the area, then they may like the house, but they may not like the area. And you just wasted your time and your clients also wasted their time. So to prevent all of that, make sure that they drive by and they do the due diligence beforehand so that when you see the house, you're ready to put in an offer. Number 4, schedule only between 3 and 4 showings at a time. Why is this? If you show your client 10 homes during the day, which already is like logistically very difficult, so you're gonna be running around. Not only are you gonna be very tired and rushing everywhere, but also your client will get again overwhelmed and they're gonna start forgetting. Because past the 4th house, then it's kind of hard to remember the features of the first house and then the conditions of the second house. So I would suggest just keep it short, keep it sweet. 3 to 4 homes is usually, depending on how far apart they are, it might take you already half your day, so that's half of your Saturday or Sunday. So make sure that only show them a few homes at a time. Another reason why this is important is because after you see the first house, you want them to rate it from 1 to 10 or 1 to 5. So if they say that the house is more than a 7, they are likely to put in an offer in that home. Once you move on to the second house, you're gonna do the same thing. After the showing is over, you're gonna ask them rate the home, and if they rate it 7 up, then you already have 2 contenders for offers. So then you want to ask them between first home and second home, which one do they like the most? Because it's easier to compare one versus one than compare all 3 or 4 properties at the end of the day at the same time. Because once they choose between those two, you can tell them, okay, keep home number 1, which was the winner, in your mind when you see home number 3. So then they can compare home number 1, which is the one they like the most, with home number 3. And you move on that way. Tip number 5. Do your research. If you're especially a new agent starting out in the business, you want to make sure to gather as much information as you can about the house, about the neighborhood, the conditions, what's around, markets, what's the crime rate, what's the noise like, is the street busy, what's the traffic like during the day. You want to amass as much information as you possibly can so that when your clients ask you, oh, like what's this or what's that, then you already know the answer. When they ask you about homes that recently sold in the area, you know the answer, you have your comparables, you can pull up numbers, you can tell them, oh, the house on the street sold for, I don't know, 10 over asking price, and then the house right next door, which is in a worse condition, sold for, I don't know, 20 below asking price to an investor. So that way, when your clients hear this during the open house, they're gonna, 1, solidify that you're the expert, and 2, they're more likely to follow your advice, because when you convey that information, you sound confident, you know what you're talking about, because you are backing it up by research and actual data. So that is all for today's video. I wanted to keep it short and sweet. These are my 5 tips to a successful home showing, and I hope that you liked it. If you're a new agent, reach out to me. I can give you more tips. I'm probably gonna do more of these videos in the future. And if you are looking to buy a house in Southern California, let me know. Reach out to me on social media. I'm very easy to find online. And also don't forget to please give a like to this video. It helps me a lot. Also comment, subscribe, and turn on the notifications so you don't miss a new video. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye now.